Good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, September 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome here on a rainy Friday. We've been wanting rain for 2 months, and now we've got it, I guess. But anyway, a good morning to you. Our program, we start out each Friday morning talking about Wilson Bank and Trust. And this morning, David Walden joins us to talk about investments. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is raining, sprinkling part of the time, and a little bit harder part of the time. All right, that's been my experience this morning.
Steady rain.
Yeah, but it's worse in Florida, has been overnight.
Yeah, where did it hit direct? Do you know?
I think it was north of Tampa.
Okay.
Somewhere there, and Category 4.
Yeah.
I believe.
Cedar Key.
Cedar Key, okay.
I'm not familiar with Cedar Key.
I'm not either.
I'm familiar with St. Petersburg and Tampa, and then, of course, Tallahassee and whatever. But anyway, we're here to talk investments. That's what you do each day, and help people invest their money and make their money make money. That's kind of what it's all about.
Absolutely, and we obviously hope everybody's good in the storm's path. Just want to give a brief market update and then give a couple of comments. Coleman, you may have been unaware. We have an election coming up. Did you?
Oh, yeah, I am aware. And I know that people are very concerned about what happens in an election year, and we've heard a lot of talk about that.
We do, and I've been a financial advisor for 22 years. I've been doing this for 24 years. And one of the things that I have observed in my career, I think the one thing that everybody gets educated on when it comes to investing is don't overreact when markets go down. I think, and whenever you take like your very beginning class or you learn about it, people will tell you, hey, this stuff's going to go up and down if you're going to invest. And the main thing is to not, don't jump off the roller coaster when it's on a dip or whatever it may be. And that still definitely happens. It can be nerve-wracking, and we totally understand it. I would say in my career, the second thing that has derailed investors the most has been politics.
Oh.
And I think every 4 years we come around to this where we're now reaching the most important election of our lifetime. And the news networks and everything will tell you this is it. I mean, we're faced with, if this doesn't happen, this is going to be very dire on the backside of it. And there's more to it than just who's in the White House at the end of the day.
Well, a lot of people are wondering, and we've got a few more days to find out. That's got to concern you a little bit, though.
It does, but I think there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions in regards to even the way our government functions and what the White House has the capability of even doing. And just as an example, when this comes around every time, people will say, well, the president will enact this tax law that's going to do this or that, or whatever it may be. And presidents don't have the ability to enact tax law on their own. They have to have the Senate and the House in play. And so that's just one example, but I mean, people will think, well, just because, this party's in or that party is in and, these things are going to automatically change, and it absolutely does not work that way, especially if you look at the current forecasts, which who knows, but we're likely to have a Democratic House and a red Senate, and with that being the case, we're very likely to have divided government after the election that comes out in November.
Yeah. Well, you still have people, no doubt, who are maybe new people that you like to have younger people come and invest with you. You take care of a lot of people. All these 22 years you've been doing this?
I have, and we serve a lot of different types of investors, and we're definitely willing to help. And I think the most important thing we would tell you is, during this season is, I think the value of an advisor can't be understated, to have somebody to come talk to, listen to your concerns, address those, and provide you with actual data to help you walk through whatever you're going through. We're also in a declining interest rate environment. The Fed cut interest rates for the first time, 50 basis points last week. And so that's another challenge for investors we're seeing right now. So just having somebody you can go talk to, listen, understand your situation, and provide feedback, I think is always valuable. But in this climate, maybe even more so.
Well, you have financial advisors throughout where you're bank blueprint is. I guess if there's not somebody at every office has access to somebody, right?
Absolutely. And we've got, I was talking earlier with somebody here that knows my buddy Jim Watley in Mount Juliet. And we've got a bunch of really good people who I think genuinely look across the table and treat them like their family. And at the end of the day, to me, that's the most important thing. And we've got a lot of really good people at Wilson Bank.
All right. Well, David, we talked investments. We have a little disclaimer I guess we better do this morning. At least remind people that we are talking about investing money.
And if they would like to call and find out the closest person in their area, they can call 615-443-6509.
All right.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, are not guaranteed by bank insurance, subject to risk, and may lose value, not a deposit, not insured by FDIC or any other government agency.
All right. Just so we get that out. But come see David. He'd love to take care of you, right?
Thank you, Coleman. Absolutely.
Good to have you. And, of course, it's Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you, excellence in banking since 1987. We are 10 minutes after the hour. And guess what? Cindy Yahola is my guest this morning, and she's got somebody with her we'll introduce in a moment, but it's time for the Wilco Powwow, and good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
You've been doing this for a while. Your father, Don Yahola, I guess, started this years ago. We've got plenty of time to talk about it all this morning, but the big question is, with the weather we're having, which you plan this at least 9 months ahead, maybe a year in advance. You don't know what the weather's going to be.
Correct.
Is it on?
It is on. We are under the covered livestock arena up at the Wilson County Fairgrounds, so we're protected from the weather elements, at least.
And today's the beginning?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Sunday?
Tomorrow and Sunday.
All right. Well, the worst of this rain and all the inclement weather that we're having is going to be over by tomorrow, isn't it?
That's what we're praying for.
The worst is probably today. But we did need the rain, and we'll see what all happens here. But a powwow. And I'll bet there are a lot of people here who have never been to a powwow, even though y'all been doing it all these years. But I think you've had good attendance, good local participation over the years, right?
Yes, it's been a great move moving it back to the Wilson County Fairgrounds. The attendance has improved dramatically from the previous locations we had it.
All right, you got a special guest you brought with you today.
Today I have my daughter Aspen with me. She's my protege, I guess you'd say. I'm teaching her the ropes so she can take over one day.
All right. You learned from your father, so you're passing it down from generation to generation.
Yes, sir.
Aspen, good morning.
Good morning.
I understand you've done one of these maybe earlier this week, Cookville or somewhere?
I have. It was last Thursday where I had another interview about the powwow.
How excited are you about this?
I've been very excited since last year, so my excitement level is very, very up.
Well, now, have you been a part of this before, but maybe on a smaller scale or something?
I have always danced instead of kind of helping mom running it.
Oh.
So I have always been in the powwow world, just not this high up, I guess you would say. Just a little dancer.
You're too busy to dance now?
Way too busy.
What all have you been doing? So far, you're getting ready for it, right?
Getting ready. So since I go to school at Tennessee Tech, so I'm kind of like heading up things there, trying to get like the community involved there to try to come here. I help mom do all the shopping because there's a Sam's in Cookville, so I've been on 1,000 Cookville Sam's trips. And I also just try to let mom have a break to sit down. So
okay. I'm going to guess that, Cindy, that Aspen has been pretty invaluable to you to take a little bit of the load off getting all this going.
Yes, I'm finally glad she finally reached the age that she could help me.
And this is something you like and want to continue then.
I do. Matter of fact, at Tennessee Tech, I've started a club. It's NASA, but it stands for Native American Student Association. And my goal is to have a powwow in Coppell by the time that by the time I graduate.
Well, how about that? Okay, we go into a break here in a minute or two, but before we do, let's just remind everybody the Wilco Powwow is tomorrow and Sunday, September 28th and 29th at the Ward Ag Center, the fairgrounds here. What about the price of admission?
The price is $10 for adults, $5 for children, senior citizens, and veterans, and ages 5 and under are free.
Senior citizens are free?
No, they're $5.
All right.
$5 for children, senior citizens, and veterans.
All right. But that's half price.
Yes.
So that's great too. Well, over the years, you've had pretty good attendance, and you were saying earlier that moving it here to the Ward Ag Center, the Wilson County Fairgrounds, as people know it, has benefited you attendance-wise.
Yes, it's vastly improved since we've moved it up here.
But I guess really the word this morning, more as much as anything, is the fact that you are going to have it. You planned this all this time. You are in a covered area there, covered the building. The only problem will be getting out of your car and getting into the building.
Yes, just bring a rain jacket or an umbrella.
And otherwise, it ought to be a lot of fun. Now, we'll go to a break here, and we'll talk about all the activities, what all there is to see, what the powwow is all about when we come back. This is Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and that Works Vehicle Checkup to make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's heavy out here right now on 24 eastbound, trying to get across the Sullivan Evans Bridge. They've been doing some road work in that area this morning. It's had traffic slow. It continues to run a little bit heavy now on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, all from a wreck we had earlier out there on 24 westbound around Hickory Hollow Parkway. Give yourself extra time out here this morning. You're going to need it. Whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, independent roofing specialists, these guys are the best here in Middle Tennessee. Check them out at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Save time and money with a business account from Wilson Bank and Trust. Our great account benefits help you grow your business with online and mobile banking. No monthly fee for bill pay and low monthly balance requirements. You'll enjoy easier record keeping and tax reporting when you open a business account to keep your business expense separate from personal too. A business account helps preserve your personal liability protections from business obligations. Wilson Bank and Trust is here to get you there. Visit us at any of our 30 office locations across Tennessee or go online at wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at mylebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
We continue here on this rainy Friday morning, but welcome to our program. And today we have Cindy and Aspen Yehola. They're here representing the Wilco Powwow coming up tomorrow and Sunday at the James E. Ward Ag Center. And we just went over the ticket prices as we went to the break. It's $10. You have that is a very inexpensive admission, really. I have an idea. You want to cover your costs and maybe make a little money out of this, but the idea is the Native American heritage and all the things that you do, and you want to get as many people there as you can to enjoy this, to have a good time, but to find out about the Native American heritage. Is that?
That's our whole point, is to educate the people in the Native American culture and traditions, because it's not really taught in school. Mm-hmm. And if it is, a lot of it's not taught correctly. So, we just want to share our culture with people and let people know that natives are still here. We're not extinct.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your father for a minute here, Don Yehola. And if you knew him, you remembered him. He was one of those characters that's hard to forget. Aspen, did you know your grandfather?
I did not get to meet him.
Yeah. Well, but Cindy, you certainly remember him very well.
Very well.
Enough that you're wanting to carry on what he started. And do you remember when this started? Were you a part of it?
I was not a part of it then, but after a few years, after he was part of another Native American organization when he started the powwow. After a few years, there was kind of a split in the group, so he kept the powwow and they kept a powwow.
Yeah.
After he went out on his own with the ones that had helped him at the other place, I kind of started getting involved, and then as the years progressed, I got more involved in helping him. And then as he got older and needed the help, I was really there to help him.
But this was pretty near and dear to his heart, wasn't it? I mean, they
Yes.
kind of lived to do this, and really, you thought of Don Yahola. This is one of the things you thought about.
Yeah, he was always associated with that. In fact, even now, they'll call me, oh, you're the powwow lady.
Well, that's one way to be remembered, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay, what is there for people to come and pay that inexpensive $10 admission, or $5 if you're a senior citizen or a veteran, or if you're
A child.
Okay, and that's each day you can come. Is it pretty much the same thing each day?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just gives you 2 days if you want to see a repeat, because we do have a lot of people that come both days. Because on Sunday, it's what it is. It's a competition powwow where the natives are coming in. They come in from across the country, different tribes. We usually have 70 to 80 different tribes represented. But they're competing in their traditional dancing and singing categories, and they're competing for prize money. So a lot of people will come to both days because they want to see who actually wins the contest. So
And see how good dancers they are, I guess.
yes,
There's some special kind of dances that are pretty much Native American, right?
yeah, they're all Native American dancing. They're traditional dancing, like the men's. They have the men's traditional or the men's grass dancing, the men's Southern straight. The one that everybody loves too is the men's fancy dancing. That's the real fast, flashy dance that the men do. And then there's one called the men's chicken dance.
Well, is all of this done pretty much all in the same building?
Yes, we will all be right there under the livestock arena. The dance arena is on one end of the covered arena, and we've got our arts and crafts vendor on the south end of the arena. We got food vendors across in the little open air stall barn.
I guess there's plenty to eat and drink.
Plenty to eat and drink. Lots of Indian fry bread, Indian tacos, buffalo burgers, corn soup. You name it.
Describe a buffalo burger.
It's buffalo meat made into the shape of a burger.
Oh, okay. So it's like a hamburger, but it's a buffalo.
But it's made with buffalo meat, bison meat.
Okay.
And there's some that will make it the buffalo meat with the Indian taco, like the fry bread with it.
You, Aspen, you sound like you're really into this. You've come a long way in a short time, I believe.
I have. I've loved dancing. I've loved trying to educate like my peers, especially since going through school. The things that I was taught from my mom and from like everybody else, knowing in school, this is not how it was, or you're missing, like you're cutting things out. So I've always wanted to get in a little more so I can educate my peers.
Well, what have you learned that's been? I mean, if you might be a little more specific here about maybe some of the things that they're really not. They hadn't been told like they are.
So there's one thing I remember very specifically. Whenever I was in 4th grade, I went to the Hermitage where Andrew Jackson was on a field trip, and I was told that he did not sign the Indian Removal Act. And part of the Indian Removal Act was started the Trail of Tears, and my tribe, the Muskogee Creek, was in that Trail of Tears. So we knew he was the one who signed that. And
I think that was called the Trail of Tears, right? Yeah.
And so he signed that act, and I asked him about it, and they're like, he did not sign that. He did not sign that. So I was texting my mom like, and that's the last thing I knew.
You got it in to add to that sentence.
Well, the rest of that story is she mentioned to the curator at the Andrew Jackson home that, that this, he did sign this Indian Removal Act. And they're like, no, he didn't. She said, yes, he didn't. They're like, why do you say that? And she says, because my ancestors walked the Trail of Tears. I know my history. And they told her, what do you know? You're just a kid. So that wasn't very nice, so that we had to go have a talk with them.
Well, what I've read about this, Andrew Jackson had a bad experience when he was younger, and because of that, he hated the Indians, and I guess that's a lot of why he did what he did. But that was, you read about that, I mean, being totally dislocated and moved away, that's not something any of us would.
And nobody would want the military to show up at their home in the dead of winter in the middle of the night with rifles and march them 800 miles.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left here, and we've covered a lot of this, but you've got, the program is 2 days, the powwow at the Ward Ag Center, and here again, in one of the agriculture buildings back there. Which one is it?
It's the Larry Tomlinson, the covered arena.
Okay.
That's where the main events of the powwow will be.
And plenty of room there for your for what people can eat and drink.
Oh, yes.
For the activities that you're going to have. You've got it all laid out right, and I take it most of that's already in place by now.
Well, we started yesterday.
Yeah.
The vendors started, some of the vendors started setting up yesterday. Rest of the vendors will set up today. And then we'll be ready to roll tomorrow morning. So we tried to get as much done yesterday as we could before the rain came in.
Well, again, one of the biggest things we want to get out this morning is the fact that the powwow will be held, and you have the really the inexpensive $10 tickets for each day. And about what time you start each day?
The gates will open each day at 10:30. We'll have entertainment going on till about noon. We'll have Aztec dancers and a Native American flute player. We'll have outside the arena, we'll have some demonstrators. We'll have a bow maker and a tomahawk throwing and storytelling. But after about noon, the MC will come in and take over and get things ready for the actual dance, and grand entry will be at 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And that's the parade in, of all the dancers, their first time entering into the arena for that session.
Okay. Your MC, is that the guy that was with you last year here?
Yes, that's Rob Doherty. He's from Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma.
And we miss him this year. You tell him hello. We appreciate him being here last year. Sorry he couldn't make it today.
I will tell him. He was wanting to come, but he had something come up and was not able to leave Oklahoma till today.
But you tell him if he ever comes back, he better be on his toes, especially if Aspen is here.
Oh, I will. Oh, he knows that already.
He knows.
Now that's a compliment. But you have done real well this morning.
Thank you.
Well, I will say this, that the 60s Decade Reunion is going to be rescheduled for a later date. It was scheduled for tomorrow. And the other thing is the Sips and Sounds. I think the same thing for it. It's not going to be held right now. But the Wilco Powwow will be 2 days here. And that's one of the good things about being in that covered area there, because it can rain cats and dogs and you'll be okay. Just be maybe a little problem getting from your car into it. But that's what umbrellas and raincoats are
That's
for.
right. Just one thing I failed to mention that we have different this year is a couple of things. Is we've got a man from the Lazy G Ranch in Cookville that's supposed to be bringing 2 or 3 buffalo.
Oh.
And then we got a Navajo friend of mine that's coming out. He does sand art, which is just loose art, and he does demonstrations of art with that sand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's a couple of new items we got this year, and I'm excited about both of those things.
But here again, I mean, it's a lot of it is the same thing each day, but you have a lot of people who want to see all the competition and will come both Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. If all you want to do is just see what it's about, maybe you can do that in one day. But
yes, and we have people that actually come. They'll come in, go get an Indian taco, then they leave.
Oh,
they come in just to get the food. So that's a good indicator there of how good the food is.
All right. So you've got plenty of food for everybody, and All right. Well, I guess we've covered most of this, but Aspen, anything you want to say before you go this morning? You're looking forward to it, I can tell.
I'm very excited, and I think we're just ready for this weekend to get started.
All right. Well, hopefully the worst of the rain will be out of the way by tomorrow, and especially by Sunday, and you can have a great one, and you'll be, if all goes well, be doing it again next year, right?
Yes, we plan to do this every year.
All right. Well, Cindy Yehola and Aspen Yehola, thanks for being with us this morning. The Wilco Powwow again tomorrow and Sunday at the James E. Ward Ag Center in the Larry Tomlinson building. There's where all the activity is going to be taking place. And admission is only $10 for adults. It's $5 for children and for seniors and for veterans. So that pretty much takes care of it. Thank you all so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. This update, want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. Absolute Kubota, they are located at 1506 West Main. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader. 449-6171. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still running slow over here on 24 eastbound at Shelby as you come past the football stadium. 24 still has some volume making its way westbound in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, trying to get up through the Antioch area. Lots of standing water out here on main and secondary arteries. Please be careful with this heavy rain. It's not playing around. There's a lot of slipping and sliding going on. Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Order off of that new menu this weekend at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The remnants of Hurricane Helene will be moving through today with heavy rainfall and gusty winds at times. Highs will be in the low 70s. Rain continues tonight, lows in the lower 60s, and rain again on Saturday, highs in the upper 60s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Good morning, Coleman. Good morning, Coleman. Good morning, Coleman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to part two of Coleman and Company. I was telling my guests goodbye, and anyway, it was a short break, I think.
Yes.
Dana, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman, again.
All right, let me. That's one.
Welcome to the Coleman Show.
That is one way to get started here. But, of course, that's Medina Hementola, and she's here representing the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main in Lebanon. And how's the rain out there?
It's still raining. It's steady. It's not hard or anything, but it's steady. It's a little got a chill to it.
Yeah.
But it feels pretty good.
Well, I brought a jacket this morning, but I didn't put it on. I got a few raindrops getting into my car and getting out here.
Yes.
But it wasn't raining all that hard.
Yeah, I got on my leopard rain boots, so I'm ready for it.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the C&D team. Exit Rocky Top Realty is here with us each Friday at this time. Always remind everybody that they are people you can trust, and I think that goes a long way to the success of what y'all have been doing all these years. People do trust you.
Yes. And, we want people to trust us because we feel like we try to do our best to do the right thing for everybody involved in anything that we're around with. So, that's how I was raised. That's how Judy was raised. And so that's how we've raised our families. So, I feel like that you can trust us. So that's how we want people to give us a call because we will tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly of what they need to know to get their house on the market or get it sold or however.
Well, one thing that would prove what we're talking about here and this line that we use as an advertising gimmick, if you will, all you got to do is listen to Judy a few times.
That's exactly right.
Judy has, she didn't know it all when she started. Nobody does.
Right.
But you can just tell how much experience she has listening to her and all the different scenarios that she will present that I'd never even thought about this and that and half the others, but she's been there and done that. And
Yes.
that experience means a lot.
Oh, yes. I mean, every day she's always said in real estate and basically probably any job, any career, if you think you know everything, you need to go back and start all over because there's something new happens every day. Real estate changes on a daily basis. Some part of it in some form or fashion changes. And there's new rules, there's new regulations, brought down that us realtors have got to be on top of. Because if we're not, the media takes hold of it and runs with it.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, they run with it. So you've got to be on top of your game.
There's probably things that have been implemented that were done because some people did some unscrupulous
That's
things
right.
that had to be addressed, and then it affects everybody. That's just true in life. But
Yes.
the thing about it, if you play by the rules, you've got to know them and call people's attention to it. And I think she does an excellent job of
Yes.
that.
Oh yeah. She tries to keep everybody honest, especially in our office. She's the broker of the office, so she's responsible for all of us agents, even though we're responsible for ourselves. She also gets, if we get dinged, she gets dinged. So that's another reason that she's on top of everybody, making sure we're doing the right thing. You're just walking the line like you're supposed to be doing.
You got listings you want to talk about?
Yes, I have an open house on Sunday.
Oh.
So rain or shine, we're having open house, and it is in Hearthstone neighborhood off of Coast Ferry Pike. It's right beside of Coast Ferry Village on Coast Ferry Pike. It's one of the newer neighborhoods, but it's 527 Manor Lane,
All right.
and it is listed at $529,900. And it's a little bit over 2,100 square feet, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, one of the largest, or it could be the largest front yard and largest backyard in the neighborhood. The backyard is fenced, and it has covered porches on the front and the back, has a bonus room above the 2-car garage, and they are looking for a new owner. They've already found another place to go, so we're looking for buyers for that, for open house on Sunday 2 to 4. It has a new carpet. It's been built in 2016 by Eastland Construction. And if anybody knows anything about Eastland Construction in this area, he builds a good home. So this is a great built home. It has crown molding. It has the wainscoting in the dining room area around the wall. It has a walk-in laundry room. The primary suite's on the main floor. The other 2 bedrooms are upstairs. One of the bedrooms you could use as a bedroom or an office that's upstairs. But a suite has a soaking tub and a separate shower with double vanities. All maple cabinets and vanities in the home. It's a brick home, mostly brick and vinyl siding. So give us a call. Come by and see us Sunday from 2 to 4 at 827 Manor Lane.
Right.
I knew that didn't sound right a while ago when I said that. But 827 Manor Lane, and it's $529,900. So give us a call on that Sunday. Come by and see us. And then also we have another one in off of Hickory Ridge Road, and it's on Hickory Point. So give us a call on that one. That was under $500,000. That one's listed at $494,000, but it's a wonderful home with a fenced backyard. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, beautiful floor plan, open, and they are needing to move back with family. So give us a call on that one. Beautiful home as well. If you're looking for farm, we have a house on Coast Ferry Pike that's got 11 acres with it, with 5 bedrooms, 4 full baths, and it can live 2 families because it has a walkout basement, full basement, living quarters downstairs, wheelchair accessible everywhere in the home. It even has a chairlift going down to the basement. It has what I call a roll-in car wash shower, is what I call one of those, where the wheelchair and everything goes into the shower.
A roll-in car wash.
That's exactly right. You just sit there and enjoy the car wash. But it's a wonderful home, so give us a call on that one. That one is listed at 1.1. So give us a call, and then we're going to have another one coming up the first of next week on Palmer Road. That's an executive immaculate home. So give us a call on that one. So, we have listings, we have farms, we have lots, we have Wilson County, we have surrounding counties. Give us a call and we'll be glad to show you, help you, list it for you. I just got through showing one of my buyers to a home in McMinnville. Went to McMinnville. I've been there yesterday, and I put a contract on a house in McMinnville. So it's just not Wilson County. We love Wilson County. We love to live here, but we also help other counties if you're wanting to move elsewhere for family or work or whatever.
Well, just keep in mind that phone number, 615-443-3130. Somebody does answer all the time when it rings.
That's exactly right. Remember, a good time to see a home is when it's raining, to see about the drainage and the roof leaks, if there's anything like that. It's a great time to see it.
Yeah, all right.
I've got my waders on, so I'm ready for you.
And again, your open house Sunday afternoon?
Sunday 2 to 4 at 827 Manor Lane in Hearthstone neighborhood off Coast Ferry Pike.
All right. And the last words from you every week are?
Remember, Coleman.
You want me to say it? Don't make a move
without us.
Are we going to say that together?
Remember, don't make a move without us.
All right.
See you next Friday. You got to have more enthusiasm than that.
All right. We're about 20 minutes before the hour, and this is the Friday we feature the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center. And today, Jamie has a substitute. Her boss is here. Heather Gallagher, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Heather
Sadler Gallagher.
All right.
Or hey you, or Mom, or whatever they call me.
Make sure I usually use both of your names, and I was trying to think which one come first for a second there. But anyway, it's a Friday, so I guess give me a pass.
I will give you a pass.
How are you?
I am good. So my little girls are on their way to school because Dad is taking them, and they are listening. So I'm going to say good morning, Sophie and Savvy. Have a great day. Behave.
Sophie and Savvy. Yes. Have a great one.
Yesterday was parent-teacher conference, so, we had that going on yesterday.
Well, I think we have a little bit unusual situation today. The Wilson County schools are closed because of anticipated rain and so on. The Lebanon Special School District is open today. And the fact that they are having school today means the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center, which you're the director for, will be open today.
We will be open today, absolutely.
Well, Jamie had a little problem last month, and Susie and I kind of covered for her. And you are here today, but I just talked to her yesterday. She says, I'm going to be there in the morning, and everything is fine. So I'm anticipating
Well, Wilson County schools are out, and she has children in the Wilson County school system. So you get me. My kids are on their way to school because we're in Lebanon Special School District. So that's
pretty much the reason. Because of that, she's
getting child care covered. And
she getting the whole day off?
No, she's coming in. She's got to get child care covered. So,
okay.
So she's on her. She'll be on her way when she gets that covered. So,
well, Jamie does a good job. She's the activities director, program director. Covers a lot of things. Does a lot of things. Responsible for a number of things that we do over there. I know every time we play shuffleboard, she's the one that's out there taking care of it.
She is all things, coordinates all activities, is what I say. And I support her in every way we possibly can support her. My role is to support all of our staff that are there and to make sure they do the job that they need to do for our seniors.
Well, what have you got to say now? You took over, I'm thinking it was maybe the 1st of June?
Like middle of May. Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's June, July, August, September, over 4.5 months or something like that. So
I'm getting to know a little bit more than just where the bathrooms are now, finally. So I'm actually kind of falling in my role. I've said to several people, I absolutely love this position and love this job, but I am busier than I've ever been in my life.
Really?
I really am. I think it's a little bit of a learning curve, and you never know when who's going to be at your door and what they need. And then I think also bringing in new eyes and new ears. I think, a lot of people, I've gotten so many calls. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's going on and how can we be more engaged. I guess you'll probably hear me say this a lot is if somebody's going to tell your story, you need to tell your story. So I feel like I need to tell our story at the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center. Sometimes I feel like people don't really know what all goes on in that little gym on Coles Ferry Pike, and it just looks like a building to everybody. And you and I, Coleman, know what goes on in there, but a lot of people don't. So I feel like I'm trying to tell our story very well.
Well, I do know that there's been some painting going on, and Paul Jewell has been doing most of it, if not all.
He has been doing it. He was there till late last night because I had to go back up there. So, yes, we're getting 2 rooms painted. We have a unique boutique there, and I'm not sure. We probably haven't spoke about that in a while, but it's our thrift store. It's one of our fundraising options. And what we've done with the unique boutique is we have literally moved it from one room to another room. And while we did that, there's an outside door where we can open it to the public. We got that door so we can open it and close it. And then also for people that are going to drop anything off, it makes it a little easier. If you have donations to drop off, we've got a door you can go straight into our unique boutique. So we're going to have a ribbon cutting coming up and reopen that and just really make a big thing about that. We've got it newly organized, and we got some racks from one of the local boutiques. They donated some racks to us to make it just, more like a boutique. And so we feel like we've elevated that space, and so we're really working really hard to make that a really nice space.
Well, Miss Evelyn Price ran that for a long time and really did a great job. She made money for the center there.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people may not be aware of how much, but what I was told was really a substantial amount each year, and a lot of that was her knowledge and expertise but she decided it was time for her to slow down, and you've got somebody else now that
we do. We have somebody else. I will tell you, it took us a while to find somebody that was those are big shoes to fill. Miss Evelyn had done that for, I believe, don't quote me on this, but like 14 years. And so I guess she decided to retire again. And so well,
it was almost a job. I mean, now she took time to eat and socialize a little bit, but that was her place.
That was her place and her job, absolutely. And so not only did we ran it on a volunteer basis, so you make a little bit more money when you're not having to pay employees, for sure. So not only did we make money because people were buying it, but we didn't have to pay anybody to run it. So we are still working on getting volunteers to help keep that open, but our goal is to keep it open and to move forward with it. It just took us a little while to get some painting in there, and like I said, we had to move some stuff around, and we had a big yard sale to kind of downsize so we could paint, and so now we're taking donations again, and we're ready to open back up. So we're going to have an official, like I said, ribbon cutting as soon as we get all of the pieces together. I've got some signage that's coming in to put places so people know if it's open. So we're excited about that.
Okay, it's time for us to take a break. Heather Sadler-Gallagher is here, director of the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center, and we'll talk more and get into what's happening for the month of October in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get that regular oil change, $39.95 up to 5 quarts oil. Tax and disposal, $17.80 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I can see an accident on 40 eastbound around the 182 mile marker. That's through that small section of Williamson County as you come in from Dixon County. Again, it's got traffic a little bit slow out there on 40 east at the 182. Still heavy over here at time 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. 24 has been a mess this morning eastbound here up by the football stadium trying to get past Shelby. It's a crash 65 southbound south of Trinity Lane, adding to that slowdown. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on the menu, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane and Crowell. At the offices of Kane and Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane and Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
Happy fall, y'all. Let's give them pumpkin to talk about.
Interest rates are falling.
Bet your autumn dollar.
It's that beautiful time between heat strokes and frostbite.
Call us today to make a deal, and don't sweat the fall stuff.
And don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on this rainy Friday morning. Heather Sandler Gallagher's with us. And before we get back to Heather, just again a reminder, we did a program on the 60s decade reunion for Lebanon High School. And because of the weather, that has been postponed. It's going to be rescheduled for later. And the same goes for the Sips and Sounds of September. That was going to be held at the Rural Hill Farm. We've talked about that quite a bit, and that is going to be rescheduled as well. Some things you can't do very well when it's pouring down rain.
That's right.
You're on the Simpsons or on the
I am on the board for Wilson Rides and on the committee for Sips and Sounds. So it was made a decision to postpone it. We're going to get another date to do that. So we'll get it back out there, but you're just for safety and a lot of that stuff was going to be outside.
But as we were talking the first half, the Wilco powwow will be held this weekend. And because there is school at the Lebanon Special School District today, the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center will be open.
That's right. We're going to be open for business.
I've got a suggestion.
All right.
It's just a suggestion. I understand snow days very well, that if it snows and we don't have school, we don't have lunch, and we don't have activities at the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center. But rain in September, I'm not sure we should follow the same rule.
Well, I kind of agree. I think it's a communication piece where it makes it easy. If they're closed, we're open. If they're, but we are more than welcome to look at it. I'm the one that can make that change if we need to. So we're more than welcome to look at it. That was the policy given to me. But if we need to, I understand. And then we also have a mission of so many people depend on us for lunch.
Right.
So last night I was thinking, well, we're already going to have, we already got food. Do we continue with just doing a lunch, or do we continue doing, making sure our homebound meals, we feed between 200 and 250 seniors a day between our homebound meals, our curbside pickup, and then our in-house congregate meals. So that's a lot of seniors that get food. And on Fridays, we have a lot that'll get 2 or 3 plates so they can take them home. If it's something really good, we do that all week long, but you'll see that number kind of uptick on Fridays for us.
Well, you got anything particular about October?
October is a very special month because it's number one, my birthday. So, October, we're having an Oktoberfest actually on the 4th at 1:00. So we're going to do a little play on the Oktoberfest with some root beer floats, and we got some fried Oreos coming. We've got some afternoon games and treats. So we're kind of playing on the Oktoberfest. We actually do have a vendor that's coming in to just do fried Oreos for us. So I think we've got some pork schnitzel. I'm going to say that completely wrong. And some German potatoes. And so we're trying to kind of play into that theme on that day. So we got that coming. And then here's another thing. On October 8th, we are doing a travel party. And what that looks like for us is when I got to the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center, I can tell you, if I was told once, if I was told 150 times, it was get us moving. We want to go. Whether that be our bus, or you get a bus or a plane or a train or a boat, get us moving. And so Jamie and I have worked really hard to go ahead and plan the next year of travel. That kind of helps people know what's coming. When I first got there, it was, okay, we want to get moving. So we have, but we've kind of spread some overnight trips and what I'm calling mini trips and then day trips throughout the year. So a mini trip would be a night, 1 to 2 nights in a hotel, just somewhere pretty local, like Gatlinburg, or going to see the Ark or things like that. We've got some trips that are coming that are going to be big trips. That'll be, I don't think we have any international right now, but we've got a really big one coming up in June that we're going to unveil that day. And then we also have some that are going to, to plays. So we really have worked really hard to get that going, and just get us moving. So the thing about trips,
anything going out of the country necessarily?
Not next year. It was not next year. We got something pretty big, but it's not out of the country. Okay. So, and I'm really excited to announce it. So, it'll be a good announcement. So we do, and we have a New York City trip coming. We've got I can't remember the dates on that. So we've got some pretty good stuff coming. But like I said, Jamie and I have worked really hard on that. Local trips for us, we only have a bus that holds 14 with the driver, so can't just take too much. But we did just take 14 up to Gatlinburg for a night. They went shopping and came back. And so, and then we've taken 3 day trips to the unclaimed baggage in Scottsboro, Alabama, which I have now went on my own because I loved it so much. But we had such an interest on that. I just kept adding trips to do that. So, and that
Scottsboro, Alabama.
It's really right past South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Okay. So you actually go to South Pittsburgh and keep going. It's about 30 minutes south of South Pittsburgh, and it is where all the unclaimed baggage from the airlines is. I guess they buy it, and then they you don't actually get a suitcase, but it looks like a humongous Goodwill. But some really nice stuff. Lots of swimsuits because people are traveling with their swimsuits. Lots of iPads, watches. I got a new Samsung watch. I got my mother-in-law a new iPad she needed. It's where people have lost their luggage. So it was very interesting. They have a museum and
Hopefully
everything.
That's unclaimed.
It's unclaimed. It's unclaimed. So, but it's if you can take a tour of it and everything. It's a really cool little place. So, like I said, we took 3 trips there, and everybody was happy with it. Found a cool place to eat. They had a cool older antebellum home that we went and ate at. So it was I've heard our seniors in our community loud and clear. They want to get moving, and so that is absolutely our goal right now. We've got a trip planned for Amelia Island and St. Cecilia Island and down in Florida. So we pray that that's all still there, but that's planned for March. So we're going to get moving, and that's we're going to have a big travel party for that in October to unveil that. So,
well, how I don't know whether I should ask this, but I mean, finances have a lot to do with everything. I know you got a grant recently. I know that you've got to keep us in the black. That's part of your job.
Well, I can tell you that when you look at the books, number one, the previous 2 directors did an excellent job, and we are in a great financial sound state. So kudos to the previous directors because they did a great job. So I did not come into a crisis or anything like that. I came into a well-cushioned, ready to continue to take care of our seniors. So yes, we're still writing grants. We should have, I just wrote one. We have one that comes in just to help with food costs, to keep our food costs low, from the West End Home Foundation. We should have a determination of that in November. I met with the board. The meeting went great. I met with United Way because United Way serves us as well, and I met with their board. So we're kind of continuing that trend. And then I've looked for other grants really hard. The latest one I got was from the Tennessee Department of Aging and Disability for $100,000, and that is a technology upgrade for our senior citizen center, and not just computers, but it's also going to be things like Alexas and how to use Alexa. And we're working with, classes on how to use your cell phone and what that looks like. So it's not just going to be a traditional computer lab. We're going to have a smart board in there. And then we also are going to have screens around the building so we can have announcements, we can have videos, we can have bingo that you can see, not just hear. Oh. That makes a difference. We're getting a new sound system. Our sound system needs an upgrade for sure. And then we're also getting a new a check-in system. That's not probably all the bells and whistles that everybody sees, but on the backside, it's a lot of bells and whistles. It has a communication piece. So if it's weather's bad, we can send out a text or a call and say, hey, we're not going to have bocce ball for rain, or the center's going to be open, or the center's going to be closed, those type of things. And then also it looks at when you check in, you scan in, and it's a touch screen, so our seniors can touch. So many of our grants are they have to have numbers, real-time numbers. And so sometimes we kind of forget to sign in, and so it takes that piece out of that, and then also it takes the piece of the work of getting those sign-in sheets into a system. So it kind of helps with the paperwork side of things. Those are the back-end things that everybody doesn't really see. So this new, it's called My Senior Center, is going to help us with that, and it also will help us route all of our homebound routes. So it's not just on a spreadsheet, but it's actually real-time with maps. So let's say somebody calls and says, hey, we're in the hospital, hold our meals. It'll actually print that manifest that day. It's more of for logistics when they send that out. So it has those pieces. It has some other pieces that we won't be able to turn on until we have that need. It has a transportation piece. If we were ever wanted to help work with another transportation company to schedule rides, it has that. So I was just kind of, when I looked at systems, I wanted to look at not only what we need now, but what possibly we can need in the future.
We are out of time.
All right.
It's time for us to call an end to our discussion. But Heather, thanks for being with us.
You're so welcome.
And that is it for a Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day. WANT, WCOR, WKDA, W252DU, and W270DM, Lebanon.
I'm Ron Jordan with the 8 o'clock news from FM 98.9 WANT. Hurricane Helene made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane at 10:10 last night in the